My name is Jessica. I'm 42 years old, and today I consider myself a free, loving mother. I have one son I just recently had 4 months ago, and I think that my son is like a super kid. And so, I mean, I guess all moms feel like that, but I really feel like my son is, just because like, I think he could say, I love you already. Like every time I walk in the room, he like lights up, and there's nothing like being loved by somebody and he sees no flaws. He knows no flaws, and I'm just, in his eyes, perfect. Although I'm far from that. My trauma started, honestly, when I was 7 years old. My dad died. He was murdered. With taking such a loss at such a young age, it traumatized not just me, but my entire family. With losing my dad, my mom ended up, which she's always been a great mom as she is today, but she ended up getting strung out on drugs and a heroin addict, and my family just fell apart.
I actually didn't have a mother or a father growing up. My mom's been on heroin since I was young, and I never got the chance to meet my father.
It all started with the trauma that I had when I was 3 or 4 years old. My uncle had molested me, and then when I got to be about 15, 14, he injected me with heroin. And he had me sell my body so that I would provide for his habit and my own.
I didn't know myself. I didn't like what I did know of myself, and I didn't want to find out anymore because I knew that whatever it was that I knew, I hated.
I do have abuse in my background. I could pedal around and just kind of like go through all of my life experiences, but just to sum it up, I've been through a lot of shit.
What started my addiction, I had like a lot of trauma, and so I guess I didn't want to think about the past. I didn't want to think about the present or the future, and so that's why I turned to drugs, and drugs is what did it, and it was a downfall from there. It was just not, I don't know how to, addiction's just not good. It's scary. It's really scary.
Honestly, the first time I did heroin, it was like, this is it. Like, I genuinely thought to myself, like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And I was A-okay with that.
Falling into opioid use was not something that I had planned. It's not something that I kind of even knew what I was doing. I just started taking pills one day and ended up getting something that wasn't as easy as I thought to stop doing.
People on drugs don't want to stay on drugs. Nobody's just happy and content with their life like that. But there's got to be a reason for you to get sober. And so when you find that reason, then you go and you seek the treatment.
At first, I didn't really I didn't care if I lived or not, honestly. I didn't feel like I had a purpose in life. I was just like, I'm just wasting oxygen, I guess. But then I got pregnant, and it was just a big blessing. Turned my life around.
I don't think it's until I got pregnant that I genuinely wanted to get clean and thought it was possible.
I was pregnant since April of last year. I found out in July. I looked at it as a blessing. That was the reason, to stay sober and to continue with my treatment. Everything happens for a reason, and I looked at that as something that was meant to happen to continue to push me to be the strong woman and person that I am.
Well, this last time I went to jail, I found out I was pregnant. And I couldn't believe it. I went back out on the streets and I was like trying to figure out what am I gonna do. And so I went to this program, CMS, and I found out that they had another program called Hushabye. They're like a lifesaver because they taught me everything. Everything you can think of learning for a baby that was substance exposed.
I wanted to be able to speak with people that would understand where I was coming from. Because in that situation, you kind of feel like you're the bad guy. Like, I'm the one that messed up. You know, these people are just gonna look at me like I'm some drug addict. And like, I just wanted to walk into a facility or a place and people would treat me like they would treat anybody else, you know? And that's how I felt at Hushabye.
The one thing that women are scared of to like reach out is like being judged and like people looking at us wrong, you know, but Hushabye, there's no judgment at all. They're amazing women.
My name's Clarissa Collins, and I'm a peer support specialist with Hushabye Nursery. Our main goal is to help moms that are struggling with substance use disorder get into medication-assisted treatment while they're pregnant so that they can parent happy, healthy when baby gets home. My story with opiate use disorder began right after I had my daughter when I was 18, and I was just not ready. So now that I'm healthy and in a very stable place of recovery, I'm able to help other moms that are struggling walk the same path to get to the same point in life that I am. Sometimes all it takes is, you've got this. You're a good mom and you've got this. And I've seen those few words change a mom's entire perspective on things. That's the magic right there, is getting them to believe in themselves and them to understand that I can do this and I'm not a bad mom if I struggle.
When I was pregnant and I went into labor and I was in the hospital, the nurses there I felt like were super judgmental because I was honest that I was, on methadone and my baby was going to be more substance exposed and stuff. And I had a lot of education about it, but the nurses don't. There's just pure judgment, like, oh, this, lady's on drugs, her baby's, like if I didn't care about my son, but they didn't realize I went through so much program to learn how to be a better mother before he was even here. And so I feel like that's one of the biggest experiences I had with being judged, is that they didn't know that I knew how to take care of my son or myself.
Just know me as someone who overcame everything, overcame things I wasn't even supposed to. And look at where the heck I am. I'm speaking to a world that I don't even know who's gonna be hearing me. I don't even know, but I hope my kids see it one day. That's all I care about. I don't care about what the world thinks about me. I just want them to see me and be proud.
I view my future now as being the best I can for my daughter, the best mom and the hard worker for hers, because I want her to look up to me and be like, I want to be like my mom one day. And I just want to give her everything I never had. I just want to give her happiness and love.
My past doesn't define me at all. I learned from it, and that's helped build my character, but it doesn't define who I am. I'm not that hooker. I'm not that stripper. I'm not that drug dealer. I'm a good person. I love helping people. That's my purpose in life. I used to say my syringe was half full. Now I say my cup is half full because I drink coffee now. See me differently. See me for who I am and not who I was. Because who I am now is someone who I'm really proud of.
It might sound crazy or funny or whatever, but I really feel like my purpose today is to help somebody else to know that, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And for so many years, it looked like there wasn't. And there is, and there will be somebody right there to reach out and give you their hand. And I'm one of those people, and so I'm going to help whoever I can and save whoever I can and educate whoever I can.